Hello everyone, welcome to this channel and I hope all of you are doing fine. My name is Vinay Kumar and I am from the GATE team of PW. So basically in this video, I'm going to talk about the GATE 2025 engineering mathematics, like what could be the plan for you, and also the detailed analysis on how engineering maths is being tested in GATE examination. Okay, so that's the main motto of this video. So straight away going to the things. So the first of all, what would be the weightage? You all know that in GATE examination, we have 100 marks for 65 questions, of course, and we'll see the weightage mathematics in GATE examination straight away is 13 marks. Okay, so this is 13 marks, and if you take engineering sciences, XE is 15 marks, and right now in this video this is 15 marks. And right now in this video, I'm not restricting to only these branches, but I'll also give you some general information. But for engineering sciences paper, that is XE, we have a slight larger variation of syllabus, so that we are going to cover in the upcoming videos exclusively for XE engineering sciences. Okay, so in this video, I'll be majorly focusing on these branches: mechanical, civil, electronics, electrical, and computer science and information technology, CSIT basically. So the straight away marks that you get in all these branches from maths is actually 13 marks. Of course, in computer science, along with engineering mathematics, we have the discrete maths that has some weightage. So discrete plus engineering maths both combined will have 13 marks in CS, and in all the branches we have some 13 to 14 marks depending on the each and every year. But one thing that I want to tell you is, normally engineering maths directly has 13 marks in GATE examination, but indirectly, to understand a lot of technical stuff in all your technical subjects, we need the background of maths very importantly, right? So we'll see what is the syllabus basically that you have exclusively regarding the mathematics, and this best resources that you can follow for getting into for getting some good understanding of the subject actually. So first of all, common syllabus for mechanical, civil, electronics, electrical, and CS. If you want me to list out, the first topic that's in common to all is the calculus, basic calculus I would say, or you can say calculus of single variable and multivariable, of course. Okay, so this calculus, basic, single and multivariable calculus, this chapter, basically this module is common to all the branches. Similarly, linear algebra, you'll see linear algebra, which is nothing but your matrices. And the third thing that's common to all is probability and statistics. Probability and statistics. Okay, so these are the three chapters that's in common to all the branches, and in fact these three chapters is the complete syllabus of computer science for engineering mathematics. Okay, and the rest all branches have certain fluctuations in the syllabus, certain variance in the syllabus, of course, like few branches have some particular topics, few other branches don't have that topics. Anyway, I'll give you detailed analysis of the complete syllabus, but in general the total weightage is actually 13, and these are the things which are in common to all the parts. Okay, and things which are not in common, we'll make a list, and out of that list we'll pick, and I'll write like for every topic, like let's say basic calculus, you know, it's there for all, but this is the common syllabus. But let's say for example if you have differential equations, okay, so in which branches we have differential equations, I'll mention below that particular chapter so you have enough clarity. Okay, so let's see the best resources which I would like to suggest for concept building. Concept building, you can see we can follow this very nice book by engineering maths or engineering mathematics by B.S. Gravel. He is one of the finest authors, and his book is followed in majority of the universities in the world as well, in very renowned universities. And in terms of applications, okay, so if you want to talk about physical applications in maths, this book by Kreisig, I'll just mention the name, Advanced Engineering Maths, Advanced Engineering Mathematics. Of course, these are again for the GATE level. I'm talking for the GATE level, okay, because if you just want to build some knowledge in individual domains, like let's say if I want to get excelled in linear algebra, then ultimately I have some set of authors. If I want to excel in complex numbers, then again I have some different set of authors. Okay, so here whatever the resources I'm writing, these are for GATE examination, for GATE. Okay, so this is only for GATE examination, I mean in the competitive examinations kind of stuff. But normally if you want to learn some deep in advanced knowledge, you can refer like specific oriented authors actually. Okay, at this advanced engineering maths is by Erwin Kwasik. Clear? And basically if you want to practice a lot of objective questions, like for example question practice, you can see question practice, you can go with Swamp's outline series, which is a very again a fantastic resource from problems point of view. You can go to that particular topic. So Swamp's outline series, this is again a very good series in at the UG level of solving the questions. So these three are the resources. One is for the concept building, and one is for looking at the physical applications of mathematics, and one is for the questions practice actually. Okay, so these are the best resources, and we have seen many times frequently the questions do come from these kind of books which I have written here on the board. Okay, but anyway, along with this the day-to-day DPPs and all what we give in the paid batches and all, that could be good enough for you. Okay, now coming back to the story of syllabus and of course the important topics, because in the thumbnail we have kept that, you all have might have come here for that. So this is the common syllabus. So in the common syllabus and then in the varying syllabus, what are the important topics that I would like to say? So first of all, from the basic calculus, if you see, we have on an average of 3 to 4 marks in general. Okay, so this 3 to 4 marks, like normally questions comes from limits, then Taylor says applications of differentiation. So 3 to 4 marks I might. Okay, so 3 to 4 marks is what you have here, 3 to 4 marks. And in basic calculus, you can see the important list. If I sort out, the first topic that I would always say is limits. Okay, you'll many times find a questions from limits. You open any branch, and first of all, before writing this, I'd like to okay, this is a common syllabus, so for all branches. So first is limits. So if you open PYQs of any branch in general, you will find basically questions from limits. Okay, so this is limits. So second, continuity and differentiability, we have limited number of questions. Like people ask you once in a while for questions from continuity and differentiability, so that I would like to put it in the later stage. But normally if you look at applications like maxima and minima concepts and Taylor series, they are the most frequently asked questions. Okay, so concepts of maxima and minima, so from this, many times you find questions, and nowadays especially when things are going towards the data science, we have the optimization techniques, and this maximizing or minimizing the things is playing a key role. And we have seen even in GATE 2024 recently, we have many questions from, in many branches we have questions from maxima and minima. Of course in single variable calculus from few branches, and for other few branches from multivariable calculus, of course. Okay, then the third which I would like to keep is integrations, integrals I would like to say, else integrals, especially in the definite integrals using some properties, how to simplify the things. This kind of stuff is being asked in nowadays a lot. So these are about the single variable calculus. And when you come to the multivariable calculus, of course again this concept of maximum and minima, like the saddle points or minimum maximum conditions, these things are being asked. And one important thing again they are asking is Euler's theorem, questions based on Euler's theorem on homogeneous functions. Okay, so this Euler's theorem on homogeneous functions is also one of the most frequently asked areas in basic calculus, of course. Okay, and multiple integrals always has the scope, and majority once in a year, and at least in out of these 5 papers what I have mentioned, at least in 2 to 3 papers we have questions from multiple integrals. Okay, so this last topic which I would like to mention here is multiple integrals. So these are the topics which most frequently that are getting repeated in GATE examination. So first of all, before covering complete calculus, I would like to definitely suggest you to finish these 5 topics first, and then go to the minor topics like, of course if you want to do maxima and minima, you should learn continuity and differentiability conceptually, but in terms of questions practice, I would like to suggest you to follow this order. Okay, now coming to this linear algebra, like basically the matrices. So in the first case, we will see determinants play a lot of role here, determinants, and the most important or most frequently repeating is eigenvalues and eigenvectors, eigenvalues and eigenvectors. vectors. And basically properties of eigenvalues are, you have plenty of properties, and depending on those properties, with a lot of questions are being set in GATE examination nowadays, and at least for the past 10 years, if you open the PYQs, you'll find a lot of questions on this eigenvalue and eigenvector combinations. Okay, especially like eigenvalues of symmetric matrix, eigenvectors of orthogonal matrix. These kinds of things are very much important. And the third one, which is very important, is system of equations. They'll ask you regarding the concepts of rank involved in this system of equations. Okay, so these are the three topics in linear algebra where a lot of emphasis has been put in the past few years, and questions are frequently coming from these three modules which I have written here. Then coming to the probability and statistics, majority of the time they're asking questions on simple theorems. Okay, theorems of probability, like using Bayes theorem or basically multiplication theorem of probability. So using these kind of basic stuff, they are asking a lot of questions on basic theorems. Like if you open PYQs again, nowadays we are seeing a lot of questions on basic probabilities, like dice questions or a pack of cards, or people speaking to student writing a correct answer in exam. So these kind of questions are most frequently getting repeated. And the second question is based on random variables. Random variables, and again here I've forgotten the weightage here to give you. Here it holds 2 to 3 marks again. Okay, and this random variables, in this random variables, especially the calculation of standard deviation, and also basically standard deviation and also expectation values, all these things are being asked. Okay, so standard deviation, expectation values, basically mean calculation, especially for normal distributions. Okay, so these kind of questions are being asked, and simple questions using calculus basic integrals like the exponential distribution or basically this uniform distribution, things are coming out like this. So random variables is one area where you should really focus on. So the third one, which in few branches they are being asked, is regression. Okay, like for example you see electronics. Okay, they're asking some questions on regression, and normally LSR's regression, least square regression, but this is only for ECE, EEE and civil. That's it. Okay, so this question generally it comes under statistics, or basically people put it in numerical methods, but on an average if you see this we have in regression, of course, and questions do come from this regression topic. Okay, so least square regression is one of the popular regressions, so how to determine the coefficients in the linear fit, so all these things are being asked in this. So this is the common syllabus, and again here we'll get 2 to 3 marks or 1 to 2 marks in general many times. Okay, there's a slight less here, probability and statistics, but in case of computer science the weightage for probability and statistics is generally large. Okay, so whether I would, if you want me to generalize by for all branches, I would like to say this as 2 to 3 here also again here. Okay, so it's like every question, one question from each chapter could contribute total 13 marks. That's it. Okay, so this is how we have the common syllabus, and these are the important topics for the common syllabus point of view. Okay, of course I understand there are plenty of subtopics, but here I am picking out those subtopics from where the questions are highly repeating. Okay, and now coming to the varying part of the syllabus. Okay, branch specific syllabus. Basically the differential equations, you have ordinary and partial differential equations, you have this PDEs and ODEs for EC or mechanical, then civil, EC and EE. Okay, so and CS do not have this actually, so mechanical, computer science, civil, EC and EE. Now in the differential equations many times they focus on the variable separable forms, variable separable forms. Okay, and very few times they focus on the integrating factor, how to calculate the integrating factor and all. They generally don't ask. Okay, in olden days like before 2013 and all, we have some questions, but after that it's not one of the most frequent topics that's being asked. So in after variable separable we have the linear differential equations. So linear differential equations is what we have, and third, the most importantly, calculating the particular integrals. Particular integrals. So calculation of this particular integrals has been one of the most unrepeating. And the last thing, one thing where questions do frequently come is from Euler-Cauchy equations. Euler-Cauchy equations. So we all know what is an Euler-Cauchy, basically of the form x power n into d nth derivative of y plus and so on and so on. So this is the form where you are getting questions. So this Euler-Cauchy equation is one of the most frequently repeated topic again in differential equations. So these are the 4 things which you should focus, and stuff like integrating, basically calculating the integrating factors, or homogeneous equations. These kind of things are very less asked in GATE examination. So this is what you have. And coming to PDEs, classification of PDEs is what again people are putting more interest. So classification of PDEs is what we have. So from PDEs, this is what they're asking. And of course, we do look at the solutions of heat equations, wave equations, and basically the Laplacian equations, all this stuff. But again, these are the most frequent topics. Now coming to vector calculus, again, these 4 branches: mechanical, civil, electrical, and EC. In fact, one of the most important topics for a few people. So let's see. In this case, we have the first thing is properties of multiplication, properties of vector multiplications. So like dot products, cross products, lot of things comes on this vector multiplications. Actually, in past few years we are continuously touching up questions on properties of vector multiplications. Like they ask you relations of dot and cross products, and people generally who confused with cross product properties, they put the answers wrong. So please focus on these properties of vector multiplications, especially the cross multiplication. Okay. And second, the calculation of directional derivatives. Directional derivative. This is one of the really nice concept and also most important concept, because there are plenty of questions from this directional derivative, and in reality it's one of the main thing that decides your experiments and all when you're conducting. But anyway, right now for GATE examination point of view, you can talk about the directional derivatives. Then ultimately questions do come from divergence and curl and divergence. And fourthly, we have Green's theorem, Gauss divergence theorem. Normally questions generally don't come very frequently from Stokes theorem, but Gauss divergence theorem. Okay, so from the Gauss divergence theorem, you can expect a lot of questions again, because the main complexity in Stokes theorem is when you are calculating surface integral, if the surface is not closed, then ultimately the problem gets lengthy. So that's why in GATE examination, since the average time limit for each question is on and around 3 minutes, so generally questions with open surfaces cannot be very frequently solved within 3 minutes. So the Stokes theorem questions are not much frequent in GATE examination from vector calculus, but you have these things. Now coming to complex calculus, EC don't have this. Mechanical, civil, and typically we have this. Okay, so just let us have a confirmation why to necessarily increase the syllabus if you don't have. So EC definitely don't have complex civil don't have, but EC and typically have. Okay, so civil doesn't have this, EC and doubly they have this, too. Okay, now let's see. In this, the first thing, most frequent thing that comes out is complex integrals. Complex integrals, like using Cauchy's residue theorem or basically Cauchy's integral formula, using this stuff. Many times, majority of the times they ask you this complex integrals. And secondly, if question don't come from complex integrals, they'll ask you analytic functions. From analytic functions, they'll ask you a lot of things. Okay, of course this year recently they have asked the question from Lorentz Taylor series expansion, but of course the Taylor series expansions do remain same for complex calculus or real calculus, so therefore you can again cover that in the basic calculus part. So these are the 2 areas where most frequently the questions turn out in every year. Almost if a question comes from complex calculus, out of 8 out of 10 times the question would be from one of these 2 topics, so better focus on these 2. And coming to numerical methods, mechanical have this, then civil have this, then EC don't have, but typically let us check it out once. Doubly, so electrical engineering. So let's see, here we don't have numerical methods, too. So only these 2 branches have this, EC and typically don't have this numerical methods. So here in this numerical methods, you can see we have the first thing that generally comes up is Newton's Raphson. Because of its highest convergence, the solution converges faster. So, and nowadays stability of ODEs is one of the very frequent topics. Stability of ordinary differential equations is being very importantly asked topics, and all the Runge-Kutta methods. Okay, and basically multi-step they're not asking because again they turn out to be lengthy, like Adam-Bashforth or Adam-Moulton methods. These are very large methods, but stability of ODEs using simple steps is one of the main criteria in this numerical methods. And third, basically you can see this numerical Numerical integration is one of the not very frequent, but still there are questions from numerical integration. So these two are ultimately the topmost important priority topics in this numerical methods. Now apart from these topics, we also have some things like transforms, like Laplace transforms, Fourier series, and all topics where generally one question comes up every year from all these miscellaneous topics in different branches, like Fourier series, Laplace transforms. Okay, in few cases you guys have Fourier transforms. Okay, so in all these cases we'll have just one or two questions, but sometimes what they do, they'll keep these maths questions in technical subjects and they'll ask you with the technical words involved in the question. Okay, so anyway, these are the basic important topics. So I have sorted out 4 to 5 topics in each chapter, so that the questions, if you solve all these topics, then definitely there's high probability that you'll get at least 85% plus marks in mathematics. Okay, so this is the important topics list that I thought of discussing with you today, and the overall weightage for maths is actually 13 marks in this case, and these are the resources which I would like to suggest for you. And in case of paid batches or YouTube Maharevisions or YouTube Abhyas series, so definitely we are trying to put questions such that each and every question we'll try to make sure that it fits in the GATE examination, obviously, so that you'll get benefited out of it. Okay, so this is the common syllabus, and obviously I have sorted the important topics in each. And here also it's like in differential equations you have 1 to 2 marks every year, vectors also 2 to 3 marks, then complex again slightly less, and numerical methods again comes from 1 to 2 marks actually. So when you sum up all these things, it turns somewhere in between 13 marks on an average. So these are the things that I thought of discussing. Now you all might have one question like, sir, these are the important topics, that's fine, but who is going to teach it? So for that, because in the past 1 year, I would like to just give you a hint. In the past 1 year, there were many people who have messaged me personally in Telegram channel, and also to all other faculties, that because the classes in PW are majority on English, basically Hindi plus English on our main channel, so people have requested us to start some academic sessions for GATE 2000 for GATE in English channel as well. So in view of that, we have met sometime, we have made up some meetings, and we finally came out with the outcome that we are going to post some academic sessions, not some, majority of the academic sessions in English in GATE Wala English channel, the channel exactly where you are watching this video. Okay, so we'll have a basically I just give it to tell you, after this enough discussion, definitely some of you might be questioning where we'll be finding all this content and all, but we have a surprise for you. Definitely we have the news that makes you happy on 14th of April, that is on this upcoming Sunday at 7 PM on this channel. Okay, so on 14th of April on this Sunday at 7 PM we have a news which makes you guys happy and feel that you're getting something for free. Okay, so stay tuned. Until then, I'll take a leave from you guys. Thank you all. We'll meet on Friday at 7 PM and we will see what's the surprise for you guys. Thank you all. Vinay Kumar signing off.